call this meeting to order. The Siloam Springs City Board of Directors, roll call.
Blair.
Here.
Smiley. Here. Wiles.
Here.
Hunt. Here. Whistler. Here. Allen.
Here.
Carroll.
Here. Director Mindy Hunt will say our prayer, and then we will follow with the pledge of allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, first and foremost, I just want to thank you for sending your Savior down the cross for us, for the true reason for the season. I just thank you that you love us and you love us enough to send your one and only Son. Lord, I just pray for everyone during this Christmas season. Thank you for the freedoms and the many benefits and advantages we have here in America, but I know there are people that are suffering in other places. I pray for those people, and even here, there are a lot of needs, and I pray that we will provide peace and comfort during what can be such a joyous season for many, and can also be a sad season for others, or just a difficult season. So I do pray that you provide that peace and comfort. Lord, I pray that you preside over this meeting tonight, and that you help lead our discussion, and help us to always remember to keep you first, and to keep the citizens of the city in mind, and help us to do what's best for them. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will ask everyone that has a cell phone to silence it or turn it off, please, so we have no interruptions. We will, before we begin the agenda, we will ask for any public input. If there's anything that the public wishes to address to the board regarding any item that is not on the agenda already, you can come to the podium and list your name and address and speak for 3 minutes. Okay, and I will remind everyone we're having a meeting here in the library because our AV equipment is being remodeled and refurbished and re-updated and whatever else. And so it'll be all brand new next time. We'll have open public input for anyone who wishes to speak to an agenda item that is on the consent agenda. If so, come to the podium. All right. We will go to the consent agenda, the regular meeting minutes of December 5th, the pre-agenda meeting minutes of December 13th, the letter C, the purchase from the Public Works Department for the street division of its 2024 case backhoe, Scott Equipment Company, $130,633. Letter D, budget amendment, Public Works Department, wastewater division for the Maxwell Street sewer line construction, going to Steep Creek LLC for $1,021,373.23. Letter E, the contract amendment for the Public Works Department, the wastewater division, the project construction services on the Maxwell Street sewer line for the engineering to McClellan Consulting Engineers, not to exceed $60,000. Letter F, approval the consent in lieu of an annual corporate meeting for the Siloam Springs Water Resource Company. Letter G, the approval for consent in lieu of an annual corporate meeting for the Illinois Water Resource Company. Letter H, the History Museum service contract for the Museum Society for $70,000. And that is the consent agenda. Is there any board member who wishes to pull anything off of the consent agenda? And I'll speak first. I want to pull letter F and letter G. And I'll just say, I'm hoping to, that we can table them to January so this board can get a better understanding of the interaction of both those corporations. Is there anyone else on any other consent agenda item? All right, well then we will go to F and G. The Siloam Springs Water Resource Company is the newer company, the Illinois Water, what is it called? What? Illinois River Water Resource.
Illinois Water Resource.
That's the older company. We used to have this one long ago. The other one is the newer company. And I've asked before and cannot ever seem to get quite understood or an answer on what the newer company is and how it interacts with the older company. I think it would be best for an update to the board on how these companies are affecting the city, the board, and just the interaction of them. And I've already asked Jay if he would come in, because he and his staff have been already researching this to get up to date on. So I make the motion that both of these items be tabled till the next January meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Who did it? Ken seconded it. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion from the public? And nothing further? Is there roll call?
Wiles. Hunt. Yes. Rissler. Yes. Allen.
Yes.
Harold.
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
Smiley.
Yes.
Motion passed. The next, oh, what's that? Oh, the consent agenda. I thought we were going to do both of them. All right. Okay. So this separate, I'm making a motion to table letter G.
Second.
Corporate meeting for the IWRC. Moved and seconded by Lisa, Director Rissler. Any discussion? Any discussion from the public? Roll call.
Hunt. Yes. Rissler. Yes. Allen.
Yes.
Harold.
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
Smiley. Yes. Wiles.
Yes.
Motion passed. We will now vote on the consent agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve the consent agenda as listed?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion from the public on the consent agenda? If not, we will have roll call.
Smiley.
Yes.
Wiles.
Yes.
Hunt. Yes. Rissler. Yes. Allen.
Yes.
Harold.
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
Motion passed. Next agenda item is our contracts and approvals. Letter I is the approval of Copperleaf Drive, the reduction of master street plan right-of-way needs. And I think engineer Kevin Moore will brief us on the item.
Thank you, Kevin Moore, City Engineer. Tonight for your consideration is the approval of a reduction in master street plan right-of-way for Copperleaf Drive. This extends from Don Hill on the west to Hypo Street on the east. Copperleaf is fairly unique because there's no real opportunity for expansion, and so as a collector street, it's really likely overclassified. That's something that we would look at in the future, but we do have a lot split coming before us now, and they have requested to maintain the 60 feet in right-of-way as opposed to the 70 feet that would be dedicated for a collector street. This is the lot split, just for your reference, and so it would be moving back that line on lot 6, an additional 5 feet, And staff is in support of the request to maintain 60 feet instead of 70 in this location due to the constraints on Copperleaf Drive. Staff is available for any questions.
Kevin, this street is a cul-de-sac, right?
It is not a cul-de-sac. Right now, it's a dead end at the end of Copperleaf Drive. So there's 4 cul-de-sacs constructed off of it to the south, and then it's intended to be extended eventually to High Coast Street. But there's, with the other subdivisions to the east, there's no opportunity for it to go further than that.
But the dotted line to the east extending was the plan.
Correct.
Is it still in the plan? Are you saying it can't do it now, or?
It would, it would still be in the plan, but staff does not believe that we would need 70 feet of right-of-way.
Oh, right.
For the rest of the street, essentially. With the residential development in the area, there's no real traffic drivers expected that would require the additional 10 feet of right-of-way for a collector street.
The street just south of that Meadow Court, is it a cul-de-sac or is it built to go all the way through as well?
I'm not
The
certain.
one just south.
I'm not certain if it is or not.
I can't tell if it's, I always thought it was a cul-de-sac, but I didn't know if it was geared the way you have the Copperleaf. I remember when Copperleaf was built, the city named it East Villaview, and it violated our own code that if there's a separation of 1,000 feet from one street to the next, you cannot name the street and continue it. So it was changed to the name of the housing addition. Do you expect that it will be extended sometime?
Eventually with development, it would be extended, but I don't believe there's any justification for it to be constructed to 3 lanes as a collector.
Yeah, I was surprised that it had ever been designated a collector street, just because it was just residential on it. So this is to actually reduce the right of way from 70 to 60.
Correct. So in the future, we would likely reclassify it as we look at our network as a whole. But as of right now, we're leaving it defined as a collector street, but with a 60-foot right of way instead of 70. That's our recommendation.
Is there any board discussion?
Vice Mayor,
Yes?
I need to accuse myself from this. Part of the lot split.
Go. Okay.
Vice Mayor, I have a question.
Mindy?
Okay, so Kevin, I think I read that in other areas of that street, you've already made that exception, right? To go, yeah, so you're just being consistent here, right? Okay.
Correct.
And then, are there not houses, just north of Copperleaf now, off of North Meco? Is this a current map?
There are a few houses to the north. I don't know that Lot 5 or Lot 6 Lot 6 would not have been developed yet because they're splitting it now. I don't think there's anything on Lot 5 yet.
I thought there was a whole neighborhood, from Sherry Whitlock going north on Ico to the left, that would be kind of north and east of that Copperleaf. It's not a year here, it isn't, but,
Yes.
Yeah, it's way-
It's further
It's
north
further
than I'm
up,
showing.
okay.
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct. So Ashley Park is, Fallon Street right here is the very south portion of Ashley
okay,
Park.
I didn't think it was quite that far
It's
up.
fairly new.
It is, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, okay.
You don't think of it as being that far north, but it is when you look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, where are those missing houses? They're there. Okay, thank you.
And then the addition off of Don Hill, that's being built now, is new. Yeah, that's all.
Just to the north,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's all. Have you heard anything? I mean, that's a big giant wooded area to the east of that new addition, right? Kevin? That's all like overgrown, right?
Yes, and that's a different owner from the owner that's splitting off this lot, so I'm unaware of anything in that area.
Just didn't know. Any other discussion on the Copperleaf right-of-way change? comments from the public on Copperleaf master plan right-of-way reduction? Speak now. Or forever hold your peace. Here we go. All right. Back to the board. Is there any further discussion, or do I hear a motion to approve?
I move that we approve.
Lisa said it. You got a
I'll
second?
second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call.
Bristler,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Carroll,
Abstain.
Blair. Yes. Smiley,
Yes.
Wiles,
Yes.
Hunt. Yes.
Next agenda item is the real estate purchase agreement. Approving the real estate purchase agreement for the Simon Sager Avenue Stub Street for $350,000. Is there any discussion? Kevin, were you gonna address that as well?
Thank you, Kevin Moore, city engineer. Highlighted up on the screen before you is that area that we are looking to purchase. It is 0.81 acres, and that's because we're purchasing the right-of-way, or we're purchasing for the street for us to add right-of-way or public easement directly across from the drive that's already there. And then the remaining land to the south, since that would be an uneconomic remnant from the purchase, it would be undevelopable. So that's why the size is what we're looking at there. And I will note it is $350,000 is the agreed upon sale price, but that will be adjusted up with title verifications and closing costs. Is that available for any questions?
So do you need that as part of it, or just leave it at the flat fee? The flat amount?
We don't have that amount yet, so just with your approval, understand that you're also authorizing staff to go include the closing costs as well.
Is there any more discussion? I will be abstaining on this because of family involvement. Anyone? Is there anyone from the public wish to speak? Roll call. Oh, we need a motion.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call.
Allen,
Abstain.
Carroll,
Yes.
Blair. Yes. Smiley,
Yes.
Wiles,
Yes.
Hunt. Yes. Bristler.
Yes.
Motion passed. Our next regular scheduled item is the ordinance, letter K, ordinance 2332, for its second reading, amending city code section 70-3, discharge of firearms or weapons, and I believe Chief Miller will be briefing us. There he is.
Thank you, Vice Mayor, ladies and gentlemen of the board, Scott Miller, Interim Chief of Police. This is just the second reading of the proposed amendments to City Code Section 70-3, discharge of firearms or weapons. The staff has not received any comments on it and is still recommending approval. Available for any questions.
Is there any comment from the board? Questions? Is there any comment or questions from the public? Thank you, Chief. And we need a motion.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded to approve ordinance 23-32 on its second reading, suspending the rules and reading title only. Roll call.
Carroll,
Yes.
Blair. Yes. Smiley,
Yes.
Wiles,
Yes.
Hunt. Yes. Bristler.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Ordinance number 23-32, an ordinance amending section 70-3 of the Siloam Springs City Code with respect to discharge of firearms within city limits.
Next agenda item is letter L, the ordinance 23-33, putting it on its second reading, amending city municipal code regards to chapter 54, the land use code on significant development definition. And I believe Megan Thomas will be briefing us.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Megan Thomas, Planner 1. As he stated, this is the second reading of the code amendment for Chapter 54 of our land use code, amending the definition of significant development projects. There have been no changes since the last reading, and staff is available for any questions that y'all have. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. Is there any questions or comments from the board? Any comments or questions from the public? I will entertain a motion to adopt, or not adopt, but approve ordinance 2333 on its second reading.
So moved. Second.
Suspending the rules and reading title only. Roll call.
Blair.
Yes.
Smiley.
Yes.
Wiles.
Yes.
Hunt.
Yes.
Bristler.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Motion approved.
An ordinance amending code section 54-11 to revise the definition of significant project. That's ordinance number 23-33.
Next agenda item, letter N, the ordinance 23-34, putting it on its second reading, the vacation of utility easements and alleyway for the 800 block of East Jefferson Street. Megan?
Thank you, Megan Thomas, Planner 1 again. As he stated, this is the second reading of the vacation request for utility easements in an alleyway located at the 800 block of East Jefferson Street. There have been no changes, and staff has not received any comments from the public since the first reading, and staff is still recommending approval, and I'm available for any questions that y'all have. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. Is there any questions or comments from the board? Any questions or comments from the public? You guys are making it too easy. We'll come back and ask for a motion to approve ordinance 2334 on its second reading, suspending the rules and reading title only.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call.
Smiley.
Yes.
Wiles.
Yes.
Hunt.
Yes.
Bristler.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Ordinance number 23-34, an ordinance vacating and abandoning utility easements of right-of-ways at 800 block of East Jefferson Street.
Thank you. And we will be coming back to the administrator for his report.
Okay, the financials, again, if you have any questions for financials, you can talk. I think there's actually on there, but I'm gonna say anyway, if you have any financial questions, Christine will be available for questions. I saw the eye of Renee saying. But administrative work, believe it or not, I have no expenditures tonight. I'd just like to let the board know that I'm still working on a date for the Airbnb workshop, just with the holidays and everything, just trying to make it. It's probably going to be the first meeting in February, because we're needing, it's just, we have so much going on right now. I just don't think we can do it in January. Also, like to, a big shout out, my wife and I were able to finally get over to the pools of Siloam on Sunday night. Really neat experience. And I just wanted to thank the chamber and the churches and everybody involved to put that on. Arthur let me know tonight they've had over 100,000 views on their Facebook page. They hit that around, I think around 5 o'clock today, so that's awesome. Congratulations there. And a big thank you to staff. I mean, if you see this room, the setting behind you, it's incredible what they've done with all the lights and things outside as you come up. But when I asked them, hey, we're gonna go to the library, I didn't think it'd be that big of an adventure, but Chris and his staff on the library and Megan just having to move microphones. So really great job to have this available tonight. I really appreciate that. I checked with Little Tech today. We're on schedule. Hopefully everything will be ready by the end of the week. And I'm excited. I think that's going to be a really good upgrade for us. And congratulations to the school district. I was able to go to ribbon the cutting today for the new administrative building. A really good turnout today. Just it's really great for our city and the school, or the our school district. It's amazing. I was able to go to the superintendent's office, and I was really jealous because when I looked out his window, he's got the view of the baseball field and all the athletics in the school. It's really beautiful. So congratulations to them. And my last thing, before I go there, pre-agenda, our next meeting will be January 3rd. This is our last meeting for the month before we kind of break for the holidays. But myself and the staff just wanted to say thank you to the board. I've been in the seat for about 16 weeks now. Thank you for your support. I feel like we've made some really good changes and working hard. I'm really excited about the upcoming year. The staff's excited about it. We will do a state of the city, probably the first meeting in January. But again, I hope everyone has a safe and just Merry Christmas. And just again, I appreciate you. God bless you. I hope you guys have a great holiday. I'll see you. And last thing, City Hall. Don't forget, city buildings are closed on Monday and Tuesday. That's all I have.
City Hall, for all city offices?
All city officers, and I'm sorry for fire and police, you guys have to work again. And again, big shout out to those guys, because when we are home for the holidays, and the folks on call throughout the city staff, I appreciate you. I'm sure, hopefully the snow will stay away. Folks on call and people working, we'll be thinking
The
much.
New Year's schedule.
Ma'am?
What's the New Year's schedule for closing?
New Year's the same way, on the first we close that Monday. Yes, ma'am.
So Monday and Tuesday for Christmas?
For Christmas, it's Monday and Tuesday, the 25th and 26th, and then that following Monday, the first city offices will be closed. And then again, that's why we moved the meeting to the pre-agenda 3rd, and the next board meeting will be on the 9th.
Thank you, Alan.
That's all I have.
Before we get to the director's reports, does anyone here wish to say anything at the podium? Anybody? James Harris, you're shaking your head, no? Papa? Anybody? Okay.
Vice Mayor, if I may, I know I sent you all an email on the question that a citizen had. Was that email sufficient to you on James' answer about the airport?
About what?
The airport, I think the question was asked by a citizen just about, I think it was RVs. I sent a response.
I must not have seen it. Did you just send it today?
I sent it to the last board meeting, but James is, if you need him to speak on it, he can, but if not, I sent you an email.
Oh, I do remember. Yes, you did send us that. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You're talking about RVs stored in hangars.
Correct.
Yes, you did. Thank you. Oh, that was good. Thank you, James. That was really good research, by the way. Thank you. So we will go this way. I'll end it with me. Read.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I want to say thank you for a year to get in the books for the city of Siloam Springs. I think there are many things that have been accomplished that are really good for this community. I appreciate how staff has really come together, showing some good unity, not just in their individual areas, but heard many stories where there will be some crossover, where sanitation might need some help and streets might go help them, or vice versa. That's just really good to see. Does everybody know what a dad joke is? No. Okay? Hold that in mind. Does everybody know what a headshot is? A headshot, take a picture, okay? Not quite like that one. But, so, this is my best dad joke for the day. I'm up for a newspaper award. I know Mark isn't here tonight, but I've been notified that I am up for the back of the headshot of the year. In the newspaper, I don't know how it is, but I think I've been in the newspaper more than anybody with the back of my head. And I'm not sure what it looks like, but anyway, I'm proud of my potential award. you all have a Merry Christmas.
I just want to thank all of the citizens for the privilege to serve you this year. I want to thank the staff. It has been a pleasure to work with you. All of us working together makes what our community is, and I'm including our citizens because they are what the community is. I look forward to working with everyone in the coming year, and I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Well, Administrator Gilbert, you've thanked us on a number of occasions. Thank you for your work as our new city administrator for 4 months in the county, and for hitting the ground running. So thank you. As Carol and Reed have both mentioned, thank you staff for all that you do to make this city a city that we all want to live in. And as Carol mentioned, thank you to the citizens who take an interest in what's going on in the city. And either reach out to us by email, or give us calls, or come to the meetings, ask questions, follow our social media pages, just however you get involved. That is very helpful to us, and it does not go unnoticed. So thank you. I was able to be at the ribbon cutting today too, and it is a pretty amazing new school administration building. And what's most amazing, not most amazing, what's pretty amazing is the ball fields right next to it. Ball fields and the tennis courts. I had no idea they were already done. And we were doing a little tour and look outside one of the windows, and voila, there's nice green baseball fields, and tennis courts are on their way, and then we'll have some dedicated pickleball courts pretty soon, and it's going to be a neat addition to our community. So with that, I too wish you a Merry Christmas, and we'll see most of you next year.
Ken?
I just want to again add, with the others, the appreciation we have for staff and the citizen involvement. It's great to see, and even though we may not always agree, it still leads to a much better outcome. So thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for all the work that you do. And really the only other thing is to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and please be safe.
I want to encourage everybody to get out and look at the Christmas lights. I went out a few nights ago with the family, and yeah, it's a beautiful town. I encourage, like some people probably won't go, I can't remember the name of the neighborhood, but it's on the east side of Airport Road. Thank you. I think like every house there has Christmas lights, so it's an amazing neighborhood. Go enjoy the Christmas lights. Also, keep the shelter in mind. They're probably going to end up with lots of extra dogs after Christmas, as James nods his head. Treats, toys, blankets, whatever you've got when you're out Christmas shopping, pick up a couple things for the shelter. They're always in need. And just keep in mind all the people out there. This is not an easy time for everybody. So if you know somebody who's alone, I encourage you to include them in your family. So Merry Christmas and safe holidays, safe travel to everybody.
I just want to say, it's been a different kind of year. We started off a little rough, but I think we're ending on a very high note. And I can't wait to see what 2024 brings. And it's thanks to staff, it's thanks to citizens, and it's thanks to the citizens for having patience as these changes occur. We've had a lot of contact from citizens, a lot, and I'm glad that there's so much involvement, because that is what we were elected to do, is to represent the citizens. And staff has done an amazing job as we bring all this to them. So I hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I want to tag on to Alan's comment about the pool of Siloam. If you haven't had a chance to go see it, it's amazing.
there's a little boy that, I got a text the second night that they had the pool Siloam, and there was a 7-year-old little boy there. And when they got to the scene about Jesus being baptized, he asked his mom about baptism and asked, he did a prayer that night of salvation and asked to be baptized in his church. So because of that pool Siloam, that's what it's all about. Even if it's one soul, it is worth it. And so we have a biblical heritage here in Siloam Springs, and I love that we are carrying it on. And so, thank you to everybody that who participated in that gave to it, that is going to help keep that for our children and our grandchildren. So, and if you want to help, contact the chamber. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa, and each of you for your comments. I also want to echo the Pool of Siloam. I went to the opening night, and there was one complaint only, and it was just the noise of the fountains. I mean, what can you do? So we worked it out to turn them off. That's minor. Everything else was so positive and uplifting, and people went away just talking about it. And as Alan said, there's been 100,000 views online. And I think 600 or 700 people have already attended that they have a hard time counting. But it goes through Christmas Eve, and I cannot thank our Chamber of Commerce enough. Cannot thank Alan Arthur Holbert enough for finding the brochure. This all came about from him finding a brochure in a closet at the Chamber offices from the 1980s when this Pool of Siloam ended. It had been going on all my growing up, and our parents took us, and it was always a great memory. And watching it a week ago Sunday was just so incredible because it brings back lots of memories that we have. So I think it's special, and I think we owe a debt of gratitude to Tim Estes, the chairman of the board of the chamber, and to Arthur Holbert and his staff for all the work that they did, and all the team that put these new, completely built from scratch, painted. The entire team is listed on the Pool of Siloam PDF, that they have a QR code down there in the park that you can look at with your phone, and it brings up the entire description of each scene and who all painted them. And it's just a wonderful thing. We're really, really lucky, fortunate, God blessed by God to have this here. And we are thankful that we have the spirit of working together and, as Lisa said, the biblical heritage that we can celebrate for what was our city named for the Pool of Siloam. We are at end of year. Next year, 2024, is going to be bigger and better. Only go up from here. Our citizens are our ultimate boss. City is like a corporation. The citizens are like the shareholders of a public corporation. The mayor is like the CEO or the chairman of the board, and the board of directors is just like a public corporation. The CEO is actually our CEO, our city administrator, and I think we have a heck of a good one. But our staff is the best there is because they're caring and their can-do desire to be the best for our citizens. I remember many years ago, within my first year serving as mayor, and our administrator at the time thought that I had something against him. Of course, I did not. I was friends with him. And he just asked me, he said, well, do you think I'm doing a good job? And I said, sir, I would not be telling everyone in town how great a job you're doing if I did not. And I will say that to you. You're doing a great job. We appreciate all your work and your dedication. And it's from the heart. And we know it, and the citizens know it. And it trickles down to fill the hearts of all of our staff. I hate saying employees because they're not, they're associates working together. And I appreciate them, and I appreciate you. I appreciate our police chief, our fire chief, because really the number one goal of any public servant, as we all are, is the safety and security of the citizens. And so, with those two people in charge of the two safety departments, I call them, we are fortunate. We're fortunate. I did not make the ribbon cutting. I've seen that building go up, the new administration building. It is very cool that it is right there within the high school realm and the new ball fields. I was just going to say that as a city, I want us to give thanks to not just our citizens, but our state and federal elected officials. I understand our Representative Womack was there today. I wish I'd been able to say hello to him. He represents us in Washington. I want to say thank you to everyone for supporting our staff and our citizens, our city, and just keeping our growing city feeling like a small town. Still have that feeling of a small town. But remember the spirit of the season, the name of whose birthday we celebrate, that it is Christmas. My best wishes for a happy season for everyone, for the holidays, and a safe New Year's Eve. And 2024, best ever! Woohoo! Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Someone, second.
Motion moved and seconded. Do we hear any comments? Anybody not want to adjourn? You guys made it easy tonight. Thank you very much. No comments at all. Roll call, or everyone say aye. Everyone say nay if they don't want to adjourn. We are adjourned.